It makes life easier.
Yeah, that'll work out.
Right. Hey, Team Amazon, it's Mr. Ippolito, Mr. Han. We're going to go over the lesson that we had today on the North Part 2, Antebellum America, the North Part 2, specifically on women, the women's rights movement. And so I'm going to go ahead and click share screen, and we'll get rocking and rolling. And here we go. So first of all, we talked about making good choices online, and just some due dates and announcements for you. First of all, the first thing that we wanted you to do today, even before you got into class, was to watch that Seneca Falls video at 10:30. And then we just a few reminders. The Manifest Destiny exam retake is due tonight, Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. The end of the grading period is this Friday. Mr. Han and I have some grading we have to catch up on, but that progress report grading period is due this Friday. So please make sure that anything you need to turn it in by this Friday. We're going to be grading, Mr. Han, we're going to be grading the Manifest Destiny retake project that's due today. We're going to be grading the Ed puzzle that is due this Friday. And then we're also grading the Manifest Destiny unit exam review, the study guide that was due last week. So a few more things we're putting into Infinite Campus before the grading period and the progress report, which will get pushed out next week. And then, okay, so now we'll go ahead and move on. So quickly, we talked about the Seneca Falls Convention. Now, you can look through this slideshow at your own pace, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Catherine Aziz and Bridget Van Brick and Emma Bridesprecher. They were Eb. We knew her as, I knew her as Eb in my class last year. They're from the class of 2019. They were on Team Amazon, and they actually, for a different project that we did, public speaking project that we did in my class last year, they did the Seneca Falls Convention. That's what we're learning about right now. So just really quickly, the Seneca Falls Convention, as you hopefully will watch in the video, that was our very first women's rights convention ever in the United States. It was known for and remembered for discussing the social, civil, and religious rights of women, held in Seneca Falls, New York in July of 1848. The big thing, the big document that they came up with was called the Declaration of Sentiments. So it was modeled after the Declaration of Independence from 1776, except it has this one very important phrase. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. So it's demanding equal social, political, and economic rights for women. It was organized by these women who were already in the movement, the temperance movement and the abolitionist movement. So women were really the driving force for reform in the 19th century. That's the 1800s in the United States, because women a lot of times were the ones who were, for example, with temperance, they were the ones who were having to deal with drunken husbands, right? Husbands who would come home and be physically abusive with their families, or husbands who would lose their jobs as a result of alcohol abuse. So women were really on the front lines of the temperance movement, the movement to end the consumption and the sale of alcohol. They were also very active in the abolitionist movement as well. We talked about that a lot. That was actually the answer to question number 10. Mr. Han, correct me if I'm wrong. The answer to number 10 in the Ed puzzle, where we talk about how the abolitionist movement and the women's rights movement really tried to help each other, because African Americans saw that if women got more rights, then that might help their cause. And women thought that if African Americans got more rights, then it would help their cause. So by working together, women and African Americans, they can help to raise their status, because both groups were being treated as inferior classes in the United States at that time. Couple of major figures from the Seneca Falls Convention: Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. You will hear about both of them when you watch that video, the YouTube video. Really good video from the History Channel. Make sure you check that out, please. And then the consequences of the event. So ultimately, what's going to happen is they're going to produce this Declaration of Sentiments. You might hear my dog squeaking her little squeak toy in the background. That's what's going on back there right now. Ultimately, the purpose of this document is to give social status and legal rights to women. Eventually, it's going to take until 1920. We're celebrating the 100th anniversary this year of the 19th Amendment. But eventually, 72 years after this Seneca Falls Convention, women will finally, nationwide in the United States, get the right to vote. Okay, so now, this is now go and get this done. So if you haven't already checked this out, again, this is the presentation. You just heard me go through it, that slideshow, right? Make sure you watch this YouTube video. And then if you want to learn even more about the fight for women's rights, you can click on this. This is a good video. And then, of course, my good friend John Green with Crash Course. You can watch the Crash Course video. John Green is always awesome. And now this is the assignment that you are going to do. Inspiring American women. You're going to choose an American woman either in your own life or in American history, and you're going to share the following. An image of the woman that you've chosen, her first and last name, why she's significant to you or to American history, and then what is this woman known or remembered for. We're going to be putting all of these presentations together in a special video that we're going to release to all of our Team Amazon families on Mother's Day weekend. So we're actually going to edit all of these together and put them all together to present to families on that weekend. It is due this Sunday night, and it's already in Google Classroom as an assignment. You can either choose a Google slide, or you can choose to shoot a video if you'd like. If you're doing the video, then you can, like if you're shooting a video, you know, either on a tripod or someone's shooting it for you, or you're, you know, selfie, like shooting it yourself, you can just hold up a photo like this. So this is a photo of me and my wife right there. So you could even hold up that photo just like that in a video and do that. Like in other words, you don't need to edit in, you don't need to be a video editor to do this. And then if you're going to shoot the video, then just answer all of these questions right here. Make sure you check off all of these boxes and include all that information in your video. Finally, in case you're wondering, how do you define an American woman? Here's how you know. If she's an adult female who lives in the United States of America, or who lived, right, in history, lived in the United States of America, then she is considered an American woman. We gave you a couple of examples in the next couple of slides. So here's an example. You can check that out. This is Mr. Hahn's slide right here. And then this is my slide right here. So you can check those out in the presentation, in the Google Slides presentation for today's agenda. All right, Mr. Hahn, was there anything that I missed?
I don't think so, sir. What was it? Just to clarify on the assignment for the Inspiring American Woman, there is no slide minimum or time minimum that you have for either presentation method. So the slide, if you want to do the slide, it's just, you know, you can just do one slide. If you want to add more, that's perfectly fine, but you do not have to make a slideshow. If you want to do the video part, there's no minimum time frame that you got to make it. It doesn't have to be at least 30 seconds or anything like that. It's however long that you need it to be, so long as you answer all the information that we're asking for on the Go slide.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Mr. Hahn, thank you so much. And to all of our Team Amazon students, thank you. We're looking forward to seeing your presentation, your slide or your video on an inspiring American woman, someone who inspires you. We look forward to being inspired by the work that you give us. Again, that is due Sunday night by 11:59 p.m. Folks, thank you so much. Have a great day. And if you're watching this, and the next time that we'll be on Zoom, in our Zoom classroom, will be on Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. Folks, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.